Hi, welcome to Slideshow Blog, done by this guy.
And brought to you by Kecks Clothing, producing unique and creative clothing from upcycled resources. Based in Bristol, find them on Twitter at Kecks Clothing. Hi there guys, sorry for the 2-week break, dreaded real life got in the way. I was back up in Scotland filming lovely people on lovely horses. And then the second week I was down in London teaching some wonderful people. But don't worry, Slideshow Blog 20 is finally here, packed with all the stuff that you want, which seems to be me just chatting aimlessly about stuff. Lots of stuff to catch up with. First up, there's this group in America. Okay. They don't like Muslims. Well, I can't say I agree with that idea on principle, but okay. They've started producing pork bullets. Are you still with me on this level of insanity? So that when they shoot Muslims and kill them, they will go straight to hell.
Say what?
We'll skip past the very obvious try not to hate everyone, everybody love everybody, let's all just get along, evolve and get off this planet idea. I mean, they get that the Muslim-pork relationship is not the same as, like, vampire wooden stake relationship, don't they? I'm not sure what's worse, people's hatred or people's stupidity. It's Wimbledon time, and lots of the big seeds are already out. Nadal, Federer, Tsonga, that guy. So it looks like it's really down to Murray and Djokovic to win. But beyond that, I get to see my favourite person in the world, Andy Murray's girlfriend. Look at her, just sat there, watching tennis. I mean, what a cushy job. What does she actually do? I'd say she's a really, really bad role model for young girls, but no young girl seems to actually want to be her. Seriously, all she does is get to sit around, watch tennis, follow her boyfriend around the world to all these glamorous locations, meet famous people, and I'm sorry, I don't think I'm making the point. I think I am I? And of course, biggest news of the week, Holly Willoughby's dress on the final of The Voice was deemed too revealing and got complaints. I was one of the vocal minority who complained that it was not revealing enough. But people complained that it revealed too much boob. I'm sorry, what's she there for? Look at the dresses she wears. I hate to say it, but she's not there for her intellect, is she? She's there as the glamorous blonde who's there to get her boobs out. Of course, there's complaints about her showing too much boob. There's no complaints about the portrayal of women needing to dress in such a way. Or there's no complaints about another reality TV show being on primetime TV. No, she showed a little bit of cleavage and the world's in uproar. Speaking of uproar, me being away for 2 weeks meant that people haven't had their Mitzi fix. So let's get on to that. It's at this point that I usually do the gayometer, but I think I'm going to phase the gayometer out. I've started talking about how people should be nice to each other, and some people could see the gayometer as being a bit derogatory. Although, to be honest, I've had not one complaint about the gayometer. Actually, to be honest, I think it's because the gayometer just hasn't got any better since Gay Jesus. You can't top Gay Jesus. Okay, let's get on to some follows. First up, R&J Productions. They make themed scenery, which I'm sure many of you are sat going, well, if I put on a play, I might give them a call. No, you can have it for installations and themed parties and stuff like that. So your Little Mermaid-inspired wedding can have the under the sea theme that you've always wanted. But they do some really great work, really creative. Let's support people doing good work. So give them a follow. Someone's finally sent in another pretty girl. So follow Charlotte Herbert at Chad Suicide. Like I say, I only put them in when people send them in. Someone sent a picture of her. Do I really need to say any more?
Ah, the moon. Ah, the June. Ah, the swoon. Ah! Loves that girl.
And I see no difference between supporting an aspiring scenery company and an aspiring model. This blog is nothing if not trying to help out people trying to get places. And of course it wouldn't be the blog without a bit of ridiculous geek. At Rivet Wars, it's a board game. It just looks like a cool little game. It's got a great little style to it. Plus I know a lot of my fans have a streak of geek in them. Ooh, streak of geek, I quite like that. So, you know, follow them, buy a copy of the game, then have a party with some themed scenery and see if at Chad Suicide will come along. See, the blog's trying to give you stuff. Lots of trailers to get through. So in no particular order, Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, looks hilarious.
What has happened to your hair? I take no pleasure in saying this, but a lot of people think it looks like a photograph of an explosion.
It's probably not going to be great, let's face it. No films like these are ever great, but it's probably going to have some great funny lines in it.
You are the face of this siege.
I am Siege Face.
Machete Kills. Do you remember when Robert Rodriguez used to make serious films? No, me either. The sequel to a film that never really needed to be made is coming out. Sofia Vergara from Modern Family looks like she might be committing career suicide. But it looks a bit of fun and doesn't seem to be taking itself too seriously. Anchorman 2. I'm excited, I really am, but can it be as good as the first one?
Is that your foot between my legs?
No.
Oh. It was my hand.
It's got Kristen Wiig in it this time, but let's face it, what hasn't? She kind of makes me not want to see it. The only thing I think she's been any good in was the recent Arrested Development series. But Anchorman 2 is going to be bigger than Gay Jesus. And also, I heartily recommend, if you can, catch up with Hannibal on TV. Everyone's giving the beardy guy a little bit of a hard time, but Mads Mikkelsen's performance of Hannibal Lecter is brilliant.
You have to convince yourself the lion is not in the room. When it is, I assure you, you will know.
So give that a check out. So that's it already. Any feedback, get in touch at Slideshow Blog on Twitter or at slideshowblog@hotmail.com. And don't forget, Slideshow Blog is brought to you by Kecks Clothing. And for more info about Kecks or upcycling in general, check out their blog or follow them on Twitter at Kecks Clothing. See you next week, everyone.